All right, so this one is a difficult application of circle in daily life because it requires you to recall a lot of some formulas. Okay, so let me read. A piece of broken plate was dug up in an archaeological site. It was put on top of a grid as shown below, with the arc of the plate passing through A, B, and C. Find its center and the standard equation of the circle describing the boundary of the plate. Yeah, so here's the broken plate that archaeologists found based on the given problem, right? So, uh, assuming that these archaeologists solve actually use would like to use math in identifying the original size of this plate that they found. Okay, so to find that original size, they need to visit the topic about circle. Okay, so the grid that was mentioned in the problem is actually an xy plane or Cartesian plane or rectangular coordinate system. How do you call it? Right? Then when they place that plane on that Cartesian plane, they notice that it passes through a lot of points. Eh? But once they just identified or they just picked 3 points A, B, and C because it's whole numbers, something like that. Okay? So A, B, and C. So the question in the problem is to find the center. Yeah, you are asked to find the center and the standard equation. Anyway, to find the standard equation of a circle, you need to have center, right? So that's the first thing that we have to do. Find the center. But the question is how? Okay? So analyzing this one and recalling a lot of topics when in your junior high school mathematics, to find the center, it's actually here, that point, right? Why? Why is that point? Okay, by construction. I have constructed this line, broken line, and this broken line. I will name the first broken line as equation number 1, and this one is equation number 2. Actually, this equation number 1 is a perpendicular bisector of AB. Okay? AB is a chord of a circle. Recall that when you were in grade 10, it was mentioned that there is a theory wherein every chord of a circle, okay, when you draw a perpendicular bisector to any chord of a circle, it will really pass through the through the center, right? But if you notice, I have drawn two perpendicular bisectors here. One is for chord AB and one is for chord BC. Hey, why? Because it is not enough for me to know that one perpendicular bisector will pass through the center because I cannot estimate where. Maybe here or here? I don't know. But if I know that there's another perpendicular bisector that will also pass through the center, I know that these two lines will intersect, right? And if they intersect, that is the center. That is the point that I am looking for. I hope that introduction is clear. So to first determine the center. Ayan. So recall that in a circle, the perpendicular bisector of any chord passes through the center. So here I have drawn two perpendicular bisectors that will intersect. Okay. So to do that, systems of linear equation yan. Find the equation of this line, then solve them using elimination or substitution method, then that is the center. So first, writing equations of line muna tayo. Yan. So, equation 1 is, again, the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. I'm gonna use this one, point slope form. There is no actual given there. No point, no slope, but I have decided to use point slope form because I can determine a point and I can determine a slope to which I can use in writing equation of line. So first, what is the point? Okay, going back in the given figure, equation 1, what point do I need to use? I cannot estimate, alright? I cannot guess. I should not guess. But, uh, um, one point there can be determined exactly. The point that can be determined here is this one. Yeah, it will pass through equation 1. That point is actually the middle point between A and B, right? So if I'll get the midpoint between points A and B, then I will have the first requirement in using point slope formula, the point. So choose the midpoint between point A and B, all right? So to get the midpoint, just get the averages. It should be -7 plus 1, the sum of the x coordinates divided by 2, and then sum of the y coordinates 0 and 4. Its sum should be divided by 2. So -7 plus 1 is -6, divided by 2 is -3. 0 plus 4 is 4, divided by 2, that is 2. Right? Here. Let me cover the equation 2 muna. Alright. So, there. What's lacking is the slope. Right? Now, here, I need to identify the slope of equation number 1. Slope is the rise over run. There is a formula on that. Change in y over change in x. Okay? But here, I cannot use that formula pa because what I only know is the point. Diba? Using that formula, I need 2 points. But, again, we need to identify the given from chord AB pa rin, just like for the point, the midpoint. There is a connection between their slopes. Yan. Parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. Right? So, what does it mean by that? First, solve for the slope of AB. Then, I'll take the negative reciprocal of that. It should serve as the slope of equation 1. Okay? So, first, let us identify the slope of point A and B. So, change in y over change in x. Ito po yun. 4 minus 0 over 1 minus -7. The changes in y coordinates over the changes in the x coordinates. Like this one. Right? So, I'll have 4 minus 0, 4. 1 minus -7, KCC. Keep change, magiging 1 plus 7. 4 over 8 will now become 1/2. Right? But, again, that 1/2 is for the chord AB. Since they are perpendicular lines, I should take the negative reciprocal. So, what's the reciprocal of 1 over 2? That is 2 over 1 or 2. And then, since it's negative reciprocal, I just need to take the negative of that. So, the slope should serve as, or should be -2. Right? So, I have my point, I have the slope. I can now use the point slope formula. So, therefore, yan. So, y sub 1 is -2. The m is -2. The x sub 1 is -3. Again, x sub 1 is -3. This one. Yan, again, negative 3. The y sub 2 is 2. Then it become 2. The minus there is originally belongs to the formula. Then simplifying this one, distribute the negative 2. I'll have negative 2 x. The negative 3 here turned to be positive 3. Negative 2 plus 3 times positive 3 is negative 6. Right? Then I would like to write the slope intercept format. That is y is equal to negative 2x minus 6 plus 2. So y is equal to negative 2x minus 4. There. You have the first equation. You may write the standard equation format of line. It will serve a good purpose later. Now to find the equation number 2, it is the perpendicular bisector of chord BC. So same thing, I need to get a point and I need to get the slope. Right? Point is the midpoint between B and C. Slope, first I need to compute for the slope of BC, then take the negative reciprocal. Right? So, yeah. So first, for the point, it's the middle point between B and C. Get the average. 1 plus 7 and then 4 plus 2. Both should be divided by 2. Then I'll have 8 over 2 or 4. Then I'll have 6 over 2 or 3. 4 and 3. Alright? So, for the slope, I will use the same coordinates of BC, the change in y over change in x. Once I get their slope, I'll just take the negative reciprocal. Alright. So, change in y, 2, 4. 2 minus 4. 7, 1, 7 minus 1. The x coordinates. So, it should be 2 minus 4, negative 2, 7 minus 1 is 6. The simplest form is negative 1 over 3. Taking the reciprocal of negative 1 over 3 is 3 over negative 1, or simply negative 3. And then take the negative of that, negative of negative 3. Its slope, equation 2's slope should be 3. Again, the reciprocal of this one is 3 over negative 1 or negative 3. And that negative 3 should be reciprocated pa. So, it will turn to be positive 3. Then, writing equations of lines. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to, I'll have something like this one.